Hello everyone. Today our topic is how to convert a simple sentence into a complex and a compound complex sentence. In the previous video you saw how to convert a simple sentence into a compound sentence. Today we will cover simple to complex and simple to compound complex sentence. Let us have a quick look at what is a simple sentence first of all. A simple sentence has one independent clause. And what is a clause? A clause is a group of words with a subject and a verb both. A simple sentence can work with one subject and one verb. Like in this sentence, he still managed to complete the project. It has one subject and one verb. It can work with one subject and two verbs as well. She found and returned the pen. One subject, she, and two verbs, found and returned. Similarly, a simple sentence can also have two subjects and one verb, like my family and I decided to migrate to a colder place. Two subjects, my family and one verb, that is decided. On the other hand, a complex sentence has one independent clause. This is a similarity to the simple sentence. A complex sentence has one independent clause, but with that, it has one or more dependent clauses, or they are also called the subordinate clauses. A complex sentence has one independent and one or more dependent clauses. And what is a dependent clause? A dependent clause will also have a subject and a verb, but a dependent clause will begin with the subordinating conjunction. Subordinating conjunction includes because, although, since, if, until, after, before, while, as, unless, etc. Or a dependent clause can also begin with a relative pronoun such as that, which, who, whom, whichever, whoever, whomever, and whose. As an example, before he is here, I'll be ready. The independent clause is in black color, I'll be ready, and the dependent clause is in green color, before he is here, and it is beginning with the subordinating conjunction before. Similarly, if you don't hurry, you will miss the flight. Here I have just given you a quick recap of what is a simple and what is a complex sentence. If you want to know the detailed difference between the simple, compound, complex and compound complex sentences, you can watch my other video. I'm sharing the link on the top. Okay, now coming to the main topic, how to convert a simple sentence to a complex sentence. We saw a simple sentence has one independent clause, a complex sentence has one independent and one or more dependent clauses. So in order to convert a simple sentence to a complex sentence, we will convert one independent clause into one independent clause plus one or more dependent clauses. It means in the independent clause, we have to add the dependent clauses and it will turn into a complex sentence. Let us see some examples now. We will use the same sentences which we discussed in the simple sentences. The first sentence was she found and returned the pen. This is a simple sentence and it means it is an independent clause. A simple sentence is one independent clause. Now we want to convert it into a complex sentence. It means we have to add a dependent clause. A dependent clause begins with the subordinating conjunction or a relative pronoun. Let us try adding that. It will be she found and returned the pen that she had been looking for since morning. We have added a dependent clause that she had been looking since morning. It is beginning with the subordinating conjunction that. So now a simple sentence has been turned into a complex sentence. My family and I decided to migrate to a colder place. Let us try adding a dependent clause in this sentence. My family and I decided to migrate to a colder place because it is very hot in our city. Because is a subordinating conjunction. Your dependent clause is starting with a subordinating conjunction because. Another example, he still managed to complete the project. Although he was ill, he still managed to complete the project because the deadline was approaching. How this sentence is different from the other two? Here we have added more than one dependent clause. The dependent clause is in red color. So in the independent clause, he still managed to complete the project. We have added two dependent clauses because the deadline was approaching and although he was ill. So this is how you convert a simple sentence to a complex sentence. Moving on to the next part, that is how to convert a simple sentence into a compound complex sentence. Let us have a quick look at what is the compound complex sentence first of all. A compound complex sentence has two independent and one or more dependent clauses. See how a compound complex sentence is different from a complex sentence? A complex sentence had one independent clause, while a compound complex has two independent clauses. There is no difference in the dependent clauses. The dependent clauses can be more than one in both complex and compound complex, but the only difference is in the independent clauses. Let us see some examples of a compound complex sentence. If you feel bad for yourself, we can go outside and we will go to your favorite place. So here we have two independent clauses. We can go outside and we will go to your favorite place, and one dependent clause, if you feel bad for yourself. Although she was mad at me, she still managed to complete the project and handed it over to me. Two independent clauses in green color and one dependent clause in black color. One thing you have to keep in mind is whenever you are writing two independent clauses together, you have to add a coordinating conjunction in between. How do you add a coordinating conjunction? What is a coordinating conjunction? For that, you have to watch my other video related to simple, compound, complex, and compound complex sentences. In these two sentences between the two independent clauses, we have added a coordinating conjunction and we will go to your favorite place and she handed it over to me. So a coordinating conjunction is a must whenever you are writing two independent clauses together. Okay, now coming to the conversion. In order to convert a simple sentence into a compound complex sentence, we need to have two independent clauses and one or more dependent clauses. A simple sentence has one independent clause. So when we are turning it into a compound complex, we will convert that one independent into two independent clauses and we will have one or more than one dependent clause. We will use the same examples. He still managed to complete the project. Although he was ill, he still managed to complete the project and he got the bonus. There are two clauses. He still managed to complete the project and he got the bonus. She found and returned the pen. She found and returned the pen that she had been looking for since morning, and she had returned it to her friend because he needed it. Let us find the two independent clauses here. She found the pen and she returned it to her friend. And now we need dependent clauses with them, that she had been looking for since morning because he needed it. Both the dependent clauses are beginning with a subordinating conjunction, that and because. Let us see another example. My family and I decided to migrate to a colder place. When we converted it into a compound complex, we have written it like, my family and I have decided to migrate to a colder place, one independent clause, and we will spend our summer there, another independent clause. In this, we have added a dependent clause because it is very hot in our city. This is how you convert a simple sentence into a complex and a compound complex sentence. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment section.